guys, Vincent here. Today we're going to be talking about handstand. And in 3 minutes, we're going to talk about the 3 mistakes you're making that prevent you from getting your handstands. You ready? So for this tutorial, we're going to need 3 things. 1, a flat, hard surface to practice on. No grass, no yoga mat, none of that. 2, a sturdy wall. Because I don't have a choice here, I'm going to be practicing on this glass window, but I invite you to find a sturdy wall to practice on, just to be safe. And 3, even more importantly, a nice cup of coffee, ideally in a unicorn cup. Because I need you fully on, as we're going to talk about many preconceived ideas out there that really bother me. Not even to mention that core, which we won't have time to dive into today. So, mistake number 1, practicing with the ball, back to the ball, only again and again and again. Why? Let me show you. See, that's a handstand. Your head, your hands, your body, your legs. We have our bum, our shoulders, and our hands on one straight line. And we're trying to align each of these one on top of the other. So the feet are a bit like the cherry on the cake. Therefore, as you can see in that handstand, a straight handstand, we do have the pelvis over the shoulders, over the hands. In this handstand, the Y shape, we do have again the pelvis over the shoulders, over the hands. In the tuck here, or the straddle there, again, we have the pelvis over the shoulders, over the hands. What does that mean? That throwing your legs overhead is not the solution to get your handstand. Most of the times, this will result in a banana. Here, let me show you again. This is your head, your hands, and your legs. Your feet are on the same line or past the line of your hands, and your pelvis, well, it doesn't look quite happy. And the only way you can hold that shape is by exaggerating even more the extension here and driving your feet even more forward. If my only intention is to touch that wall behind me with my foot, I'm going to be very tempted to do this. And without the wall, the only way I can hold this shape is going to be to exaggerate the banana. Which, sure, it's a handstand, but it's not the handstand you would like for Christmas, is it? I'm not saying that practicing back to the wall is wrong. I'm saying that if you don't know what you're doing, you might be wasting your time. On the other hand, what I usually say in workshops is that we should try to bring our bum first against the wall, even if it's not quite intuitive at first. Why? So if I try to land my bum first against the wall and only my bum, I won't have a choice but to align my bum over my shoulders, over my hands. This also nurtures in us good habits, which eventually, the day we remove the wall, will allow us, without having to think about it, to bring our pelvis over our shoulders, over our hands, which is the alignment we're trying to look for. This leads me to the second mistake we all make. Pushing on that foot, the foot that's against the wall, to get our handstand, to enjoy ourselves after all the hard work you've put into it. I know you know what I'm talking about. So why is this completely wrong? Because you're associating right there achieving balance with pushing against a wall, which won't be here anymore to save you from falling the day we remove the wall. And when you push against the wall, you're avoiding the necessity to align yourself in such a way that the foot might take off from itself. It is only when you have a good alignment that your fingers can do their job, which is to make you float, and in that case with the wall, to take off that wall. So you're much better off working on your alignment rather than pushing on that wall to take off and enjoy yourself for a split second. And from there, quite logically, the third big mistake beginners make is to never practice chest to the wall. The wall is kind of your best friend when you practice against it, because when you do so, you can't really cheat. And yes, chances are you're cheating and you're not even aware of it. So ideally, a smart practice, depending on where you are at, is back to the wall, chest to the wall, and without the wall maybe at some point. But imagine that you only have 5 minutes to dedicate to your practice every week. That's not the best, but maybe you're that time constrained. If that's the case, you're way better off practicing chest to the wall than back to the wall. It's your new best friend. The recipe for a successful chest to the wall handstand is to bring your hand at first 1 foot away from the wall. We're gonna climb up the wall, pushing on both your hands and your feet. And from there, 2 major steps. 1, aligning your shoulders over your hands. And 2, aligning your pelvis over your shoulders. 3, optional, if you're hardcore, you can align one foot over the pelvis or past the pelvis stays over the shoulders stay over the hands. And here again, the temptation you have to avoid is pushing against that wall to take off. If you end up flirting with balance, it's because your alignment was perfect, nothing else. Of course, a handstand is a bit more complicated than that. But if you correct these 3 things, you will make leaps of progress. I'll try soon to post more videos. So let me know in the comments what would you like me to talk about. If you want to find more tips and a structured program to learn them, I'm inviting you to go there. That's a new platform I created. It's nice and free and it's sexy. I hope this was useful. Be safe in your practice and see you soon.